day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection.
Good afternoon, this is Herbert Naftali Bandawa bringing to you news across Nigeria, coming to you live from Jalingo, Taraba State on SOM TV. You follow us on Facebook at SOM TV and subscribe to our YouTube channel at SOM TV Live. Now the news headlines. Labour leaders and federal government intervention team met in Abuja to end nationwide protests. The Nigerian Bar Association slammed police over resumption of tinted glass permits enforcement. The Kogi State governor announces recovery of massive arms catches, neutralizations of bandits as former Vice President Osinbajo inaugurates multi-million naira medical research and training hospital in Osun. Now the news in full. The leaders of organized labor, led by NLC President Joe Ajero, met with the federal government intervention team, headed by the Imo State governor and chairman of the Progressive
Long time. Good to see you. Good morning. Okay. All right, sir. Are we good? Yes. All right, as well as the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress. What is the outcome of the meeting?
Well, like you are aware, as I've been told, the various reforms going on, unity is very critical. Our national interest is also very important. And that the march towards economic prosperity for regular engagement the president's programs to secure Nigeria.
He's not going to talk on that. The action started this morning. And we are rounding up. We take back whatever we discussed with them for our members. And the attitude of meeting at the day or the eve of any action is not rocket science that action will put up. Put it give us that point that day. Because it takes a lot to mobilize that campaign. But even what we got is like promising you. And we want to have confidence in the governors that will deliver. However, Mr. President was emphatic that the issue of insecurity will be a thing of the past very soon. And that he is taking extra steps to take care of it. All areas we face. And we equally talked about financial insecurity. Because a worker that is not well fed and not well paid will have even more problems than the one that is now. Mr. President said he has put Nigeria at a map of prosperity. I agree that we're going to meet in January to look at some gray areas where we need to touch, which will equally translate to the prosperity of the working people of Nigeria. The governors equally, the President gave them to listen to our demands and articulate it and have that channel to reach it. Because since June 16th, when we wrote letters to the President, it has not been acknowledged. So, but people have discovered a new channel working with the governors. Even the issue of the HESU workers that are strike, they have been taken up with the appropriate agencies, Ministry of Health. What you see, if I tell you that there was no action today and you saw action, you will report that there was action.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
The Nigerian Bar Association has slammed the police over plans to resume enforcement of the tinted glass permit, warning it undermines the court authority, and the NBA noted that earlier the enforcement was suspended by court order, yet police insist that the policy remains valid. MBS says 14 compliances now empowers illegality and threatens citizens' right and contempt proceeding its enforcement to continue before the Federal High Court delivers a rule on the matter.
It's a public-private initiative which will require that the concession agency will give a concession. There's no indication as to the transparency. There's no indication as to what happened to the earlier permits given by the police. And assuming it is according to the police for security reasons that they are doing this, what happened to the validity of the earlier permits granted by the police? Why do you have to renew it? And we believe that the police is setting up members of the police and empowering policemen on the street and on the roads to extort money from civilians and harass them. And we also believe that the purported notice of resumption is a calculated attempt by the police to make life very difficult for people this festive period by claiming that the resumption will be by 2nd January 2026. The police is simply saying, rush to get the so-called permit. So Nigerians who are already growing under harsh economic conditions, who are trying to feed their family, and those who are trying to find ways to travel to their villages and other places for the festive season, would have to accommodate the extortionate rate for obtaining this. And those who have tried to say that even the official fee is not enough. You have to also pay third parties to be able to get this. And our question is, if it is a crime-fighting measure by the police or policy by the police, and not a money revenue-making one as we contend it is, and as it is indeed, why can't this data be obtained at the point of renewal of your vehicle particulars, which involves the police, the customs, the state security service, and the licensing authority? Why is the IG so interested in compelling members of the public to pay money into a private account? And there's a lot of opacity. How did they arrive at the amount being paid? How is this money being spent and shared? If it is for public purposes, why is it not being paid into federal government account through a TSA account? And we should not tolerate such a thing. And the police should allow people to enjoy their season and leave anything about tinted approval. And if it is indeed to secure the lives of the people, there must be more creative ways of protecting the people and ensuring the security of the people without imposing further financial hardship on the people. And also doing it at a time that members of the public who may need to travel, who may need to put their vehicles on the road, will be harassed, extorted money, have their movement impeded, and oftentimes may be impounded by overzealous policemen on the road, who may not distinguish even between the so-called takeoff time of January 2nd. It's a time to say no. And we're also calling on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, to call the Inspector General of Police to order. We've also, as at this moment, delivered a letter to the Office of the Attorney General, asking the Attorney General to also write to the police to cease and desist from this unlawful activity, which does not portray the country in a good light and imposes unnecessary hardship.
The member of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abdul Samad Dasuki, PDP Sokoto, on Wednesday alleged that the recently gazetted tax reform laws are not identical to tension passed by the National Assembly. He raised concern that key provisions may be altered after legislative approval, warning that such discrepancies could undermine parliamentary authority and due processes. Dasuki called on an immediate review to ensure published law fully reflect the resolution duly passed by the lawmakers.
Or breach of privilege has been committed, or referring the matter to the Committee of Ethics and Privileges. Still, if the matter is raised in the Committee of the Whole, the chairman shall leave the chair on the order to report progress. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I'm here today because my privilege has been breached as a member of this all-important House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, we passed the tax laws on this floor, and Mr. Speaker, I took my time in the last 3 days to look at the gazetted past copy, the vote and proceedings of the House of Representatives, and also went an extra mile to look at the vote and proceedings of the Senate of what was harmonized. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, what I passed on this floor is not what is gazetted. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I have all the copies, but I'm coming under privilege because I was here, I gave my vote, and it was counted, and I'm seeing something completely different. So on that note, on this privilege, I will call on Mr. Speaker to graciously look at what was harmonized, what is in the gazetted copy, what was passed in the House and the Senate. You will find out what is before Nigerians, which is being sold to Nigerians at the Ministry of Information, which I personally went to buy the gazetted copies, are not what was passed. So there is no motion here, but Mr. Speaker, I'll be pleading that all the documents should be brought before the committee of the whole. The whole members should see what is in the gazetted, should see what they passed on the floor, so that we can make the relevant amendments. Mr. Speaker, this is the breach of the Constitution, this is the breach of our laws, and this should not be taken by this honorable House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so move.
Thank you, Honorable Abdul Samad. Your observation is noted and action will be taken. I assure you that. Thank you.
Moving on. Defense Minister Bello Mutawalli stressed that national security is a collective responsibility, requiring citizens' involvement, community vigilance, and stakeholders' cooperation. Speaking during the visit by the National Forum of Former Legislators in Abuja on December 16, 2025, he is highlighting interagency collaboration, intelligence sharing, and combined kinetic and non-kinetic strategies. The delegation pledged support, urging Nigerians to back security agencies in tackling threat and strengthening peace, stability, and national cohesion. Following this emphasis on security, members of the Nigerian Labour Congress gathered at the Abuja Secretariat ahead of the nationwide protest over rising insecurity. The NLC President, Joe Ajero, civil society allies, including Omoyele Sowore and Revolution Now members, highlighted the human and economic tolls of kidnappings and banditry. Ajero called for urgent government action and proposed an insecurity allowance to support affected workers and their families. The Taraba State Governor, Dr. Abu Kefas, has officially registered as a member of All Progressive Congress, APC, in the state. The governor received his membership card from his ward chairman at the hospital ward in the Ukari local government area. Governor Kefas assured residents that his administration will transform the state to run an inclusive governance and deepen democratic governance. The Northern Town Planners Forum has commenced a 2-day advocacy partnership visit to Jalingo, Taraba State, aimed at strengthening urban and regional planning practices and promoting sustainable development across the state. Some TV correspondent completes the report. The Taraba State has taken another major step to strengthening its digital economy with the official launch of the 2025 Ministry of Digital Economy Innovation Hackathon, aimed at empowering young people with technology-driven solutions for development. Some TV correspondent completes the story.
Taraba State is accelerating its digital transformation agenda. On Thursday, the Ministry of Digital Economy and Innovation officially unveiled the 2025 Mode and Eye Hackathon, the third edition of its statewide technology challenge. The program, held at the Royal Hall in Jalingo, is spearheaded by the Commissioner for Digital Economy and Innovation, Honorable Gideon Nonso Mbasu, in partnership with the Taraba Youth Development Agenda.
It is with immense pride and profound sense of gratitude that I stand before you today not just as a commissioner, but as a fellow believer in the transformative power of a single idea. Today we are not just in an event hall, we are in the crucible where Taraba State's digital future is being forged. We've seen what the young people have done. This is the future of Taraba State.
Honorable Mbaso told participants that the hackathon is not just a skills program, but a platform designed to raise problem solvers capable of driving innovation across the state. Since its launch in 2023, the Mode and I initiative has empowered hundreds of young people with digital skills, producing innovators who are now building tech solutions for local and national use. One of the key highlights at this year's launch was the unveiling of two new digital tools, the Aura app and the IMI app. The Aura app offers advanced digital marketing support, predictive tools, and geospatial modeling, including flood simulation features. The IMI app, on the other hand, targets parents and students preparing for JAMB, WAEC, and NECO exams. Participants applauded both innovations, describing them as timely contributions to education and community development. Stakeholders at the event, including the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry and Tech Advocate, Dr. Gabriel Lainka, praised the initiative for driving youth empowerment and enhancing Taraba's digital competitiveness. The Commissioner for Science and Technology, Honorable Muslim Ariwa, encouraged young people to key into the governor's digital vision, stressing that technology will shape the state's future. Honorable Mbaso used the event to highlight the ministry's achievement in 2025, including blockchain training, statewide boot camps, and participation in major technology conferences. He also reviewed plans to expand digital infrastructure through fiber optic connectivity. Goodwill messages rounded off the event, followed by the presentation of tokens to participants.
Troops of the 6th Brigade of Nigerian Army under Operation Peace Shield have rescued a kidnapped man in the local government area of Taraba State, following a swift operation based on credible intelligence. Some TV correspondents complete the story. Adamawa State Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri has pledged to strengthen collaboration with the Igala Cultural Development Association, ICDA, Adamawa State Chapter, during a historic courtesy visit by the association executives and members in Yola. Our correspondent Ojoma Yusuf completes the story.
The Ebira community in Adamawa State celebrates its annual day in a grand style, with colorful cultural performances, historical presentations, and renewed call for peace, cohesion, and cultural preservation. In his remarks, the chairman of the Ebira community, Abdullahi Abdul Karim, highlighted the immigration history and the values of the Ebira people. He noted that the word Ebira translates as good behavior, reflecting the character and communal identity of Ebira people. Community leaders and invited guests commended the group for sustaining the annual celebration, describing it as a vital platform for strengthening cultural identity and fostering peace in Adamawa State. Organizers also emphasized the importance of involving young people in preserving Ibira traditions and cultural practices. The Ibira people predominantly occupy Adavi, Okene, Ajokuta, Okehi, and Ogorimangogo local government areas, with additional settlements across several states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Speakers at the event praised the Ebira people for their courage, hospitality, and long-standing tradition. The 2025 annual Ebira Day ended with cultural displays, blessings from traditional elders, and renewed commitment to promoting unity and preserving the Ebira cultural heritage across Adamawa State and beyond.
One thing I learned today is origin of kola nut. They have one symbol.
Kogi State Governor Alhaji Usman Ododo announced a recovery of large armed catches, including rifles, pistols, and ammunition, following a week-long intelligence-led by Joint Security Operation. He credited President Tinubu's directive to strengthen security efforts and urge public cooperation. Meanwhile, in Ayotoro Kiri, Kabba Bunu local government area, 4 bandits were neutralized during the attack that left 13 kidnapped. Army, police, DSS, and local hunters are pursuing the fleeing criminals to ensure safety. In Osun State, the former Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, inaugurated a multi-million naira Modupe and Folorunsho Alakija Medical Research and Training Hospital at Osogbo in Osun State University. Donated by Dr. Folorunsho Alakija, the facility bridges theoretical medical education and practical training. Senator Ademola Adeleke praised the modern infrastructures, while Alakija emphasized the hospital's potentials to generate revenue for the university, to reduce dependence on government funding and enhance quality medical training for students. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has facilitated with Senator Ifeanyi Godwin Ararume over his 67th birthday, lauding his distinguished political and business career. Tinubu highlighted Ararume's earlier roles as State Treasurer of the Liberal Convention, membership of the National Finance Committee of the NRC, and the tenure representing Imo North in the 9th National Assembly. The President praised for his continued health and successes, emphasizing Ararume's enduring contribution to the national development and service to his constituent. Senator Dr. Sharafuddin Ali of Oyo South disclosed that the National Assembly may introduce a new electoral act before 2027 general election to address gap in current law. Speaking at the 8th Senator Abiola Jimobi Roundtable at the University of Ibadan, Ali stressed reform from 2001 to 2022 that says that proposed law aims to enhance INEC powers, strengthens electoral credibility, and boosts public confidence in Nigeria's democratic processes. The First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, disburses 50 million to 250 elderly citizens under the Renewed Hope Initiative Elderly Support Scheme. Each beneficiary received 200,000 on medical checkups to enhance welfare and dignity. Governor Seyi Makinde also announced that civil and public servants will receive their 13th month salary for the 7th consecutive year, emphasizing timely payment and the role in supporting families, stimulating the economy and maintenance of government continuity. The building Ayola and Oyebanji BOA grassroots support for President Tinubu welcomes the commencement of commercial flight at Ikiti Agro-Allied International Cargo Airport. The group held Governor Biodun Oyebanje for completing the project and praised President Tinubu for fiscal support. The construction of access road further enhances connectivity. The airport is expected to boost businesses, tourism, education, and agriculture, marking a significant milestone in Ikiti's development agenda and strategic infrastructure growth. In all, with Shell support, is funding 5,320,828 for Darway's Cost Limited to construct a solar power mini electricity grid in Adikai community. The project will supply power to over 1,000 homes and businesses to generate employment, support for local trade, and reduces pollution from generators. Scheduled to completed by the year 2026. This initiative forms part of an all strategy to provide reliable, clean energy to undeserved communities, improving livelihood and sustainability in Bayelsa State. The Delta State House of Assembly has approved 1.729 trillion budget for 2026, up from the 1.665 trillion with 1.229 trillion for projects and 500 million for running costs. Governor Sharif Oborivo signed the budget, titled Budget of Accelerating the More Agenda. Alongside 3 bills on social investment, colleges of education and anti-terrorism with 70% of the capital project and 30% to current expenses. The plan aimed to enhance security, development and welfare across the state. The Akwa Ibom state workers, including local government staff, received their 13-month salaries ahead of the Christmas, fulfilling Governor Emo Eno's promises. The Accountant General, Pastor Uwem Andrew Essien, noted the payment enabled employees to enjoy the festive season comfortably. Workers praised the governor for consistently providing bonuses and welfare packages since 2023. The initiative reinforces the state's worker-friendly reputation, easing financial burden and highlighting the administration's commitment to timely support for civil servants. The Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Dr. Onyekachukwu Ebeziem, expressed shock at the dilapidated condition of his former office at the old government house in Awka. Discovering poorly roofing after over 3 years of occupation from his new office at the lighthouse, he praised Governor Chukwuma Soludo's vision. The state also announces festive programs including masquerade, music, entertainment, while highlighting progress in road, education and healthcare, reflecting a transformative governance agenda. The Abia State plans to launch electric buses for mass transport scheme, becoming the first in Nigeria to implement such a project. The first batch includes 20 buses, with another 20 arriving early next year, and plans to expand to 100. Commuters will enjoy free ride during the festive period and support by the interim charges stations at the International Conference Center. The scheme encourages private investment while strengthening public transportation options. A Terra Academy for Art TEFTA, in partnership with MasterCard, has trained 150 young women and entrepreneurs in Kano State to foster economic empowerment and participation, aged 18 to 35. They learn skills in animation, script writing, businesses, sound design, stage lighting, and during the Women's Creative Summit. The program also implemented in Lagos and Ogun linked training to employment opportunities. Bridge Connect Africa initiative awarded 500,000 grant to submit winners and alumni, especially those vulnerable to gender-based violence. Let's take a break, with commercial break for our sponsors, and we still come back as we get captivating stories ahead.
Every day begins with a need to move with purpose, to shop without stress, to send without fear, to pay without delay. For every rider chasing time, for every home that needs restocking, for every voice that needs connection, for every dream that needs delivery. Now, one app brings it all together.
Supercab, move smart, ride safe, supermarket, groceries, gadgets, everything. Supercash, airtime, bills, transfers, done. Super logistics, fast, secure, right to your door.
It's more than an app. It's your movement, your market, your money, your connection, all in one place. Supergo, one app for services endless. Download Supergo today. Live free, live fast, live smart.
No time to shop, no stress. With Supergo, your groceries comes to you. Partner with trusted vendors, verified stores, no delay, no excuses, just values. Supergo Supermarket, your market now in your hands. With Supergo, your ride is comfortable, easy and convenient.
Supergo is more than an app. It's a movement. Moving people, powering threats, delivering value.
Every day.
Bauchi State government, supported by UNICEF, has handed over 13 primary healthcare centers to contractors for renovation to improve maternal and child services. The upgrade includes solar power and enhanced water supply. The Health Commissioner, Dr. Sani Dambam, praised Governor Bala Muhammad's commitment, while the UNICEF Dr. Nushat Rafiq urged strict adherence to timelines and quality. The facilities across 9 local government areas, including Alkaleri, Bauchi, Gamawa, Ganjua, Itas, Gadau, Katagum, Ningi, Shira, and Toro, will benefit communities with safer health care delivery. The National Agricultural Development Fund, NADF, distributed emergency farming supplies to 2,000 flood-affected onion farmers across Borno, Yobe, Sokoto, and Kebbi State. Each farmer received fertilizers, onion seeds, pest control chemicals to restart cultivation. Aligned with the President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda, the initiative reduces post-flood losses, strengthens resilience, and restores income, and support national food supply to states, governments, and lauded the intervention, emphasizing the benefit to livelihood, local markets, and agricultural development. In Katsina State, 250 vulnerable elderly citizens received 200,000 each under Renewed Hope Initiative Elderly Support Scheme. Hajia Zulaihat Dikkorada distributed the fund on behalf of the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. The support aims to meet seniors' basic needs, enhance healthcare access, and ensure dignity during festive season. As part of the nationwide program, the initiative is seek to acknowledge the contribution of elders, Nigerians, and improve welfare for senior citizens across the country. The Yobe State has finalized arrangement to airlift 2026 Hajj pilgrim from Muhammadu Buhari International Cargo Airport in Damaturu, following a memorandum of understanding with NIMET, completing earlier agreement with Fa'an and Nama. The airport now meets all regulatory certification requirements. Governor Maimala Buni's administration positioned Yobe as a strategic aviation and logistic hub in Northeast. The initiative ensures safe and fully regulated Hajj operations, aligning with broader development goals to strengthen the state economics and transportation infrastructure. That brings us to the close edition of the news. Remember to always connect with us on Facebook at SomTV and subscribe to our YouTube channel at SomTV Live. I am Herbert Naftali Bello. Wish you